Hello, welcome to the Jones & Bartlett Simulated Health Records Simplified EHR demonstration. Today, I'll take you on a tour of this innovative web-based simulation of a practice-based EHR. Let's get right into it. This is the main assignment page of the EHR itself. There are four very distinctive roles for the EHR, starting with the office receptionist, then the nursing assistant, the doctor, registered nurse, or nurse practitioner, and finally the practice manager. You can see that each one of the roles has a different color scheme associated with it, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Each of them also has a job description associated and learning objectives so that the student can see what they will be doing when they get into that role and what they have to accomplish. The job description describes what that job is responsible for in a typical practice situation. The office receptionist, we're not going to deal with too much today because their job is to set up a new patient, put their demographic information and their insurance information into the system, as well as they're the person who you first see when you walk into a doctor's office, and they check you in and make sure that you're all set to go in order to see the certified nursing assistant. Now, I wanted to point out that this product is accompanied also by a workbook, and here's a sample of it. The workbook shows the student how to get into the system. It's accompanied by an access card that gains them access to the system, but it describes in detail, step by step, what they'll need to do in order to accomplish the assignments for each one of the roles. So it describes the home screen and then how to navigate patient information, and then it gets into the actual tasks associated with those learning objectives for each one of the roles. So you can see that it's very discrete with what the student needs to do in order to accomplish their task. Gives step-by-step instructions. And then there are icons also that point out very either interesting things that they need to do or points within the EHR that are important for a student to pay attention to. The point of this EHR is to allow the students to have experience within each one of the roles so that they have a true understanding of all of the different facets of the electronic health record system. Within the EHR, out of the box, it is loaded with 47 patient records. And these patient records have been acquired from a doctor's office, and we have scrubbed them so that they don't have any HIPAA information, but they are viable patient records. A student has to enter their own patient and then take action against that patient. So the first thing that the office receptionist role will do is that they will create a patient, and then they'll check them in. And then once the patient is checked in, then orders can be put in, allergies, immunizations. So here we go over to the doctor's desktop. And lo and behold, look at these orders. So the doctor's desktop organizes the doctor for what their work is going to be for the day. There's reference information here. I can enter, this is how, if I need a new primary care team, I can establish them. Here's the primary care teams that I have. So when, when the teacher comes in here, they can see their class, the students in their class, and this is established during the whole setup for the class. So here are my students. I have Davis Locke, I have Rick Locke, I have Anthony Murray, Otis Johnson, and Marie Bianca, their addresses and their student IDs. I can see what the student has done as far as what pages that they've accessed. So I can keep track of who's doing what within the system. It's a nice, easy to use, very self-explanatory EHR. It helps the students gain a baseline knowledge of how an electronic health system works. It helps them gain some confidence so that when they do get into the workforce and they have to learn the one that is specific to that facility, whether it's a doctor's office or a hospital, they're not overwhelmed with the whole concept of how does one work,